more football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with the Houston Texans. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And all the way down to the 29.
Here we go.
A big play there on the first play of the game. 46 yards on the ground. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Check four.
Watson now to throw. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
36. You go tight. You got tight. Good job right there.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's caught at the 25. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 87 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them,
under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack.
It's 2nd down.
No. Check. Cross in the 9. Cross.
To try again after the sack. Watson under pressure again, and down he goes again. Jadeveon Clowney able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
3rd and long. It's Watson. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he's He's brought down after a very nice gain. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
Check. 0-0.
Now the former Notre Damer, this is C.J. Procise. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Check 41.
25.
Tight dog.
14, front it.
Check. Fresno.
Touch 50. Hold up.
Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Cut.
On 2nd and 12, Wilson. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 5.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
They go play action with Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On 1st down, Procise. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Here's Myers now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
24.
Under 10. 10. Check it back.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson being chased out left. Completes it to Miller. Man, he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Check.
They'll run. It's Miller. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. At first glance, I actually wasn't sure that he got it, but he ended up getting it by about a full yard.
He certainly did, but it took a little effort, didn't it? Took some nice push, a little crease inside, and some determined running to make sure that he got the first down.
Here's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack.
Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. 25. Check 25. Check 25.
Alert 3.
Hey, 59.
Watch the safety creep. Check 59.
After the sack on first down, Watson, and the pressure gets to him again. Jadeveon Clowney getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action.
And no time now.
Now Watson throwing on 3rd and long. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. Able to pick up a dozen yards, but they needed more. 4th down.
Check. Deuce.
They're going for it. It's Watson, eluding the pressure, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney and the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. They'll run on first down. Carson. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Play action. Now Wilson. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, what's the plan of attack here? Very late second quarter, and look where the ball is.
Yeah, bad spot for you. But the defense has all 3 timeouts. So what you're telling your team is, balls.
Lamar Miller. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, 92 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
I'm coming for you, son. Took right. 41 Mike, right here. 41 Mike. Yeah. He don't want none.
They go play action now. Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. Tyler Lockett. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. Here the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Slam.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
54.
Watson on 3rd down. Johnson's got it complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
Texans 1st down.
Reset. 18.
Watch my boy. Lower John. Check that.
To the car.
Hey, watch it. Watch it. Check.
29.
The final shot before the break. Watson. It's complete to Fuller. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming.
Let's go, T. Let's go.
They'll try and run for it with Penny. Muscling free near the 40. A gain of 8 and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
All day. All day. Safe.
Good job right there. 12. Just hut.
Now Wilson on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Hey, 41's the mic. 41's the mic. I'm coming. Jam.
Throwing again. Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep. It's caught inside the 25. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. It's a gain of 35. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Easy.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Come on, boy. You better be ready.
Go.
Hey,
Throwing again here, Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And an alley to run. And he will score. It's a touchdown.
Big Ben all day. Don't throw this way.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. He's got it, and the score's now 27-14. And they decide fairly early here they need the ball back, so here's an onside kick. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. I know they're down, but starting the 3rd quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen. Steal a possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
But I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick 6 on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Get him right back in the saddle and say, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And he's going to be close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Texans' 42.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with the lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Tyler Lockett, 39 yards. Yeah, the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now Myers for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. On first down, Watson buying time to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43.
Let's go, baby. Pick the edge. Go, go. 6 guys.
They'll try the air now with Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Watson, he's going to take off with it. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Now a play fake here on first down. Steps away to his left. He's got Fuller. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Everyone has their strengths, able to move to their right or their left, being able to throw the football. So that means you've got to work on both.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him.
Mike forward.
All day, dog. He's coming. We got double up.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely.
Go.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And this Texans defense stands tall. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And he couldn't get rid of the football, trying to buy a little time, but he'll just tuck it and go down. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Back to throw, Watson. Dancing to his left. He'll run it. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. He got him a big chunk of that yardage back, but even with that effort, it'll still be 3rd and long. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's Watson to throw on 3rd down. Flushed out right. He's going to let it fly. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Trey Flowers picks it. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. He violated a big-time no-no in throwing that pick. Rolling right, throwing across his body.
And you know that your dad taught you that in the backyard when you were a tyke.
Yep.
Don't do it. The problem? Every now and then you get away with it. This time, not the case.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Forced out to his left. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football.
Check 41. Danny.
Hey, 0. Hold up.
Play action. It's Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th.
Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. They got his man complete. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Wilson wants to throw it. He lets it fly for Lockett. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 33 yards. Yeah, the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Trey Flowers picks it.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
On first down, Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf. That'll bring up second down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you could put yourself in jeopardy.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
3 down.
Hold up.
41's the mic.
Good guys, 4 down, 4 down.
That's it.
41 Mike. 41 Mike. Right here. 41 Mike.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Justin Reed. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. Has a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Lamar Miller, 77 yards. And the Texans get a bit closer. Now Watson, he's going to lead the Texans up to go for 2.
Oh, you got deep?
Check.
They'll try and run it in with Miller. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
That's gonna be a long day.
The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Lamar Miller. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. And the kick here is good. So add 3 to the total. But they're still coming up well short. And that is how this one comes to an end. Well, this one provided some good drama down to the very end. That last kickoff return, for a moment thought he might break it, but in the end, they get the tackle and stop the drama.
You were starting to have more fun, weren't you?
Well, I was starting to stand up.
Yeah, you were into that one. Who knew? We thought maybe they might get that miracle finish that they were looking for. Didn't quite get it done.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.